Hi, hi guys. We missed you all so much. Oh, I'm echoing. Oh, so much. Hi, Joy. Hi, Mel. Hi, Who. Hi, Lady. Hi, Mo. Hi, Sam. Hi, Bernadette. Hi, Renee. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Faith. How are you guys doing? Hi, Alexander. Hi, C. London. Hi, Case. Hi, Jules. Hi, Dime. Hi, Tony. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Val. Hi, Judith. Hi, Judith. I think I saw a comment from you on one of my posts. Hi, 80s. Hi, Shani. Hi, Bianca. Hi, Kay. Hi, Nisha. Hi, Janice. Hi, Nakima. Hi, Tasha. Hi, Beauty. So, how was everybody's beautiful day? I do apologize that we haven't been on live. I've been preparing for my trip to DC. So, I've had a long weekend and a long day today. Hi, Darnell. Um, so, of course, we always come on because we would love to talk about and get some updates on what's going on with Kenneka, talk about some things that we have been going over, some new findings that we found. Um, Okay, Thug, with your gang. He's so ghetto. I dropped you in, Thug. Hi, Fred. Hi, Pat. Hi, Blue. Hi, Diana. Diana said, "Did anyone figure out who and or how the freezer was on?" Well, Diana, from the information that I have gotten, um, supposedly the freezer was on because they were getting ready to, or they were allowing another restaurant to use the freezer. Isn't that right, Dree? They had
Yeah, supposedly
allowed.
in that
So,
space.
yeah, so supposedly they had allowed so another restaurant in the area to use the freezer, and that's why the freezer was on. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Sam. So, did the guy get in touch with the mom? What guy, Diana? You gotta catch me up. Um, so yeah, so basically we have decided as a team, all of my regular panel members, that what we want to do is we want to actually start from square one, try to use some clear eyes and see if we find any new findings. We were discussing the whole video situation and the time gap. So, and just wanted to go back over some of the individuals that were in the party over the next couple of days. Again, for those of you guys who are new subscribers, I am asking that you all please follow the movement. Um, Share this. You don't have to necessarily share this post, but share this information that on the 16th, I'll be leaving to go to DC. I am really hoping that a lot of you guys participate in writing the letters to the mayor. I'm going to print all of those letters out and send them certified mail. So I'm just trying to wait until I get enough letters to send out. And then I will be able to hand over a copy to Teresa, as well as Andre. And if there's anybody else who wants to be a part of that movement, I will make copies for them as well. We are also having people who want to send inserts. Anybody who has anything that they would like to say to Teresa, positive words, you can also email that to me as well. I'll be making a really huge card on behalf of Fact Check TV and all the people that support Teresa, and we'll be making one big card to present to her when we get to DC. So yeah, please make sure that you email those over to me, as well as the letters, guys. Please. We only got what, 3 more days. So please just try to spread the word. You're more than welcome to share my email in any of the Kenneka chat rooms that you have. Share my email and just ask them to write a letter, quick little letter, stating why you would want the case open, and get it over to me, and we will get those out as soon as possible to the right people. I'll place my email in the chat box for you guys to be able to send over the information. So there's my email. Go ahead and send those letters over to me. And again, like I said, share the email address and just let people know, whoever would like to write a letter, get it over to me. They have 3 days to do it. Yeah. Diana said, Aboriginal Global Media, has he spoken with her mom? To be honest with you guys, that is a situation that has just really drained me, and I can't even lie to you guys. Like, it just almost had me to the point where it was like, this is just, it's ridiculous, because people are coming out with things and it just bounces us back to square one. And then because this is Fact Check TV, we have to go back and we have to investigate all of this information. And a lot of times we feel like the stuff that we're investigating, or the person or persons that we're looking into, takes us off of track so much. Honestly, I have no idea if Aboriginal has spoken to Teresa. That is something that I have not been able to confirm. I'm not going to say yes or no, because there's no way for me to be able to fact check that unless I talk to Teresa. But I just feel like, a lot of these people are distractions. It's my personal opinion. It's distractions. It's downright disrespectful that, for those of you guys who are regular followers, what I am never going to do, and I will not allow in this room, is for us to put something so terrible and so heinous as far as rape on a child without the proper proof. So I'm sorry, but I'm just not rocking with that story at all. I can't rock with it until they show proof of a rape kit. Rape kit results. So I can't really speak on that. There's people, we have the last couple of days, we have had so many people come to our YouTube page with, terrible comments, mean comments, ugly comments, because people are feeling as if we are not making this about the Kenneka Jenkins case, because we have spoken our minds regarding what happened with our original video and the crime scene analyst. Again, respectfully, I do understand that people are not going to understand it 100%, and it may come off a little, distasteful for people who don't understand the situation, because they haven't really been keeping up with us and what we have done. So to some people, it may look a certain type of way. However, this room is called Fact Check TV for a reason. And what we do is we fact check everything. And when we fact check it, we bring you the proof. Period, point blank. There will never be a time that we will accuse somebody of doing something or saying something without having the proper evidence or proof behind it. And I just feel like, to speak up on saying that this child had 3 different semens in her, first of all, no doctor is even going to refer to semen as semen. They're going to say 3 different DNAs. And I don't know if the accusation was to say that she was, because I really haven't even paid attention to the video. The only reason we spoke up on it is because I had a flood of emails and a flood of notifications asking me, had I seen it? I clicked on it. I listened to maybe 2 minutes of it. I was appalled and I left. I have not returned to go back to listen to it again, and I'm not going to go back to listen to it again. I choose not to listen to that because I refuse to believe that. I'm going to keep praying to God that that baby was not raped, especially by 3 different individuals. And I refuse to believe that that night she willingly had sex with 3 different individuals. So I will not throw that in the atmosphere, and I will not support that. So, you know, like I said, we decided to go back to square one. We're going to come back in with clear eyes, as if we never had any kind of opinions on what happened, reevaluate the situation. We are going to start looking over, like I said, a lot of people send me minutes when we come on live. You know, some of our beautiful viewers, or family, as we said, we would call everybody. Some of our beautiful family has come into the room and sat silently and took notes. So we discussed it today offline. We're going to go ahead and compile all of that into a file with all of the letters and present that information over to Teresa if she would like to use it. I'm going to go over some of you guys' comments because I see you guys writing me and I'm just looking and looking. I'm going to go back up just in case. Kay said, I agree. That's so irresponsible and disrespectful to Kenneka and her family. Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, if it's true, it's true. You know, if it happened, then my personal opinion is, then it bounces us, regardless, it bounces us back to square. Either way, whether, let's just say the situation is true and there were 3 different DNAs in her, then it would take us all back to the drawing board. It doesn't necessarily debunk anybody's theory, but that's just a thought that I choose not to have in my head. And I really hope and pray that that is something that didn't happen to that baby. But, you know, if it's true, then if it's true, it's true. It's just all I'm asking for, and I think the world is asking for, is the proof. Because like me and a couple of my panel members were saying last night, people are really invested into this case. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are losing sleep. The other night, I couldn't even go live because I didn't even have the energy to go live, because me and my panel members literally sat on Google Hangout for 24 hours, no sleep. Like, people were jumping in and out of the hangout. You know, we would lay down and take a nap for 30 minutes. You'd wake up and there was like 5 people still on the Google Hangout. Then, you know, somebody else would drop off. And then, but as you're kicking into the chat, you're still hearing people talk about Kenneka. People are really invested. You know, I have one panel member today. She was at work and she was like, okay, I'm getting ready to walk back to my desk, but I'm listening. Like, people are invested and people really, really do want to know the truth. And I think that it's sad if we're selling fake information for people to come to us or come to our page or to subscribe or to listen to us. It's really disgusting if we are making this information up. I'm not accusing him of making up the information. I am not accusing him of lying about the information. All I'm asking for is just show us the solid proof that is the information that you got. And I'm not going to go off of a secondhand information. So I was, you know, told that supposedly the information had came from somebody that he knew that knew somebody, and it was in a regular email. Like, that's not the way anybody who is in a professional line of business works. And even if I did receive an email like that from somebody stating that that was the case without the proper documentation, I would have never presented that information to the world. You know, not because I would want to be respectful of her family. And such information like that should only come from her mother and her attorney, not somebody who found a hookup and reached out to somebody, you know, that knows somebody, because at the end of the day, for somebody who has a law degree or says that he has a law degree, he should know that this information that you're getting would never even hold in court because of the way the information came to you. So yeah, Case, that. I'm sorry, I just went on and on with your comment, huh? I'm sorry. 80 said, yes, Grey Goose Fact Check TV doesn't slander, and that's a fact. No, I don't. I try not to. Judith said, Chosen King says that the second autopsy results were released. Is that true? Now, I did go look into that situation, and the information that he pulled up on his screen actually was information that came out 8 weeks ago. It came out shortly after Kenneka passed away. The document that he brought up is a document that somebody put on Twitter. So I think I can ask you guys the question, how much facts do you think is in that? If it's not a certified document or they are not bringing up the full document for you to, if you can't see the document and you can't see the name on the document, I don't think that it's true or real. However, what was it that we were saying about the documentary, that it was the post?
It was a preliminary report, not a finalized report.
Right. So the article that he was looking at came out October
6th,
6th.
yeah.
Correct. So he's basically going back to a document that was done October 6th, and it was like the postmortem autopsy, preliminary autopsy report. That was what came out right before they released the full autopsy. So I think, again, that's why some of us get so upset when this information is presented to people, because when we go back and we look at it, it almost looks as if they're just now starting to get to information that we have reviewed. The information that's being brought up is being brought up as if it's current information, and it's really old information that came out a long time ago. So no, that is not the autopsy report. That is not Teresa's private autopsy report. That information that was put out the day that her attorney put in a motion to suppress the evidence. They put in a motion to suppress all hotel footage. That was done weeks ago. Like, everybody was on Facebook talking about it. So I don't even understand why he would bring that up as if this was new information. If you look at the date, or go to his page and look at the date when he brings up the article, the person who twittered it twittered October 6th. The article that came out was dated October 6th. So he's talking about, what he's talking about, or the autopsy that he's looking at, is referring to the original autopsy that we have all seen that's in the case file. Grey Goose said, I take the time to listen to all of them, as you should. You know what I'm saying? I was speaking to, and shouts out to Mike Larry. That's like my new YouTube brother. But yeah, shouts out, like I was saying, like me and Mike Larry were talking about today, there is no reason why we should be picking and choosing or making our subscribers or viewers feel uncomfortable about who they follow and who they choose to listen to. I think that, first of all, everybody has a subscribe button, and everybody has the right to listen to all of us across the board, and then you gain your own opinion. I am not here to persuade you. We are here to check the facts. That's it. We don't come on here and give our theories and our opinions about what happened and how Kenneka died. The things that we talk about are the case facts, what we can physically see with our eyes. We do not come in this room with assumptions about what happened to that baby. I refuse to do that, because I would refuse to have you guys all convinced that this is what happened, A through Z, A, B, C, D through Z. And then next thing you know, a week later, all the truth hits the fan. And now, as a person, you have discredited yourself. You can't blame people for thinking that you're a fraud or you're a liar if you are proven to be a liar. So we choose not to speak on anything that we cannot physically see. And what I can say, and I give kudos to everybody on my panel, everybody in the room who comes in here with information, to myself, to all of us, because one thing I can say is, I don't think that there has been anything that somebody has been able to come in and say, you guys were wrong about, or you lied. Because we physically show you the information, and we teach you how to get there. We teach you the ways and the ropes on what you need to do, or we provide the link, or we will bring the information up so that you can see it on the screen. So I hope and pray that we can live by that and continue to go down that path. If you ever see us get off that path, just let us know, check us, and get us back on track. Purple said, Blue Watson girl, I wish I could talk to my granny right about now. Laugh out loud. She resting above. Hope the visit went well. Oh, I missed something. Where's Zay? Patricia Hill, the channel is about the facts. That's why I subscribe. Thank you so much, Patricia. Alexander, so you're talking to Gray, so I'll pass that up. Let me go down and see if I've missed anything. I'm not talking to us, so I will stay out of your business. Grey Goose, I also think he's seen some messed up shit too. Vicky, that's right. Show me, Sam. I like Mike Larry and fact check. That's it. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, Mike Larry, he's good people. You know, like we told Mike Larry the other day when he jumped on the panel, was that we were you know, it was because of Mike Larry and all the hard work that he put in is what brought me to YouTube, is what motivated me to start a channel. So yeah, so I have nothing but respect for him. I've never seen him really sway from what he feels, and he gives everybody the opportunity to be able to express their opinions. Give me just a second, you guys, to be able to drop this link to my panel. Drew, you wanted the link to the chat?
Yeah, because the panel members are asking for it, and I'm like, I know it's in one of these
I know.
rooms.
Tell them I put it in a different chat because I don't want it out to everybody. So they need to go look at the other chat that
The one we were using.
Yeah, the one, yeah, the one where you jumped in, the one that you used to jump in the chat. Tell them to use that one. I don't want to put it in the other one because it's more people than just the people that are on my regular panel.
Okay, the one where I took the screenshots.
No, I'll send a message. It should pop up. I said, hey.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys, you know, it's just, I think what is happening is people are running out of information to discuss. They're running out of information to, you know, I don't know. It's like I feel like people feel as if there's no new information, so let me stretch information. And that's when things start getting a little off track. Hi, Mike Larry. Welcome to the room. Oh, we was just talking about you. C. London said, do we get to see Miss Tag's creds? Miss Tay, I believe she knows her stuff, but just wondering. So as far as Tay and us providing or showing the credentials, if you leave it up to me, I would show the credentials. However, respectfully, because for confidentiality purposes, she chooses not to have her credentials shown, and I have no choice but to respect that. So honestly, I would never flag her name out or her credentials for people to see. I think that's a completely different thing. You know, we were very clear in doing and allowing her to come on and evaluate those pictures, that people needed to take that information as just take it as her opinion, use it how you may, or feel how you may. You can't take what she said as a fact. It was just merely her giving her a professional opinion. So, you know, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Somebody just said exactly what I was getting ready to say. Let me go back up to who that was that said that soul. So they start improvising bull. Yeah. You know, listen, guys, we all know that something went wrong. This is what we know. But what we are not going to do is we are not going to come in here and assume that I'm not going to assume I know what happened to her. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you what I see and what looks incorrect to me. I can tell you what doesn't sit right with my spirit. We can discuss that. I choose to stay away from giving you my theory because I don't want you to feel like you need to rock with what my theory is. And I hate to see people go into rooms and listen to YouTubers, and the next thing you know, exactly what the YouTuber said or exactly how they feel something happened. Now we're in the social media world saying this is what happened and this is how it's said, and that's because this person said it when none of us were there. Now, one YouTuber that comes onto YouTube to discuss the Kenneka Jenkins case was in that hotel that night. Out of one. And if they were, we really need to be finding out who was so we could start investigating their ass, because then that would mean that they did something that they didn't have no business doing, and they probably shouldn't be on YouTube. They should probably be getting ready to get a booking number. if they were in that room. None of us were in that room, so everything that we say to you is merely our opinions. It's you know, we are not professionals. We are not coming on here. We are not coming on here professing to be professionals. I am not a doctor. I am not a lawyer. I am not a forensic specialist. I am merely a person who felt that I wanted to express my opinion to the world, so I started a YouTube page. So,
15.
you know, huh? What'd you say, Dree?
No, I'm sorry. I was talking to my husband.
Oh, I was about to say, what you say over there, messy? You said something messy, but you did it. You did it. I was about to say, oh, you're so irritated.
Okay,
But
long
I am going to allow you guys to jump on the panel and give your opinions, express how you feel. If you have any thoughts, any questions, if it's something that you want to try to go over to debunk, we can definitely try to debunk it. I will drop the link in the chat. All I ask, again, everybody knows the regular rules. If you get on the panel, we are asking that you're respectful to everybody that's in the room and respect everybody's opinions and thought process. Everybody does not need to feel the same way to be able to get along. We can agree to disagree. So I'm just asking that you're just respectful. I really just want to hear people's opinions on. How are you feeling about what you're seeing going on in the YouTube world regarding the Kenneka Jenkins case and the different opinions and the different theories and the different accusations that are going on. Like, and it doesn't even have to just necessarily be YouTube. It can be, you know, what you're seeing on Facebook, things like that. So yeah, I will drop the link. Moderators, please make sure that you're watching the room. Again, all respectful comments. If anybody comes in and they feel that they need to be disrespectful or they're not respecting the panel, please remove them from the room immediately, because subscribers is not our mission here. Okay? Oh no, I missed that. Give me a second, guys. That's fine. And for Grumpy Bear, I just got your email. So yeah, yeah, I got it. I'll check you out. So again, please feel free to jump on the panel. Let's have an open discussion. I really won't be on long tonight, you guys, because I do have to prepare for my trip. Please let everybody know, spread the word that I will be going live for the full time that I'm in DC, so that it's almost like you guys are there. I want to make sure that you guys can experience the same experience that I have. Again, I will be leaving on the 16th. The protest is going to be on the 17th in DC at John Marshall Park from 9 to 5. If you are in the area or close by, or you're able to fly out, please come fly out and join us. You can't miss me. I'll have a big fact check shirt on. I want to take the time out to say thank you to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe. Just for those of you guys who are new to the page, what we're doing with the GoFundMe is we're actually supporting the Justice for All. So the monies that are raised, we are going to provide some of that money to be able to buy drinks, snacks, drinks, food for the protest, as well as we have quite a few emails that we're receiving for people who want us to look into getting justice for their family member or their friend. So we will continue to raise money to save in the GoFundMe. We will keep notes of the books and the money that's being spent to share with all of the regular followers, so that you guys are able to stay in loop. At this point, we were able to raise don't quote me, I think it's $990, but you're more than welcome to go to the GoFundMe to look at it if you want to know exactly what amount it is. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, Lamont. What do you mean, be careful? What did I do? Hi, Mike Larry. Welcome to the panel.
Peace, family. How you doing?
Right. You might as well say hi to everybody because they all love you. I think they missed you. Lamont, I'm not sure what that means. Hi, Kente. Welcome back to the room. Welcome to the room. Max, welcome to the room. Red, welcome. Haha, welcome. Haha said, fact check, you know about Kenneka's school at least, right? Do I know about her school?
I
Can
just
you,
asked what he was referring to.
yeah, can you go into a little bit more details regarding her school, please? So, Mike Larry, do you want to tell us what do you think about what's going on with social media and the Kenneka case?
Uh, it's a little, it's a little, it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy out there, but you know, I just try to stay in my own lane and stay out of the bull crap. And you one of the only ones that I really you know fuck with. Excuse my language out there, okay? So it's like you and Poppy. I mess with Poppy, and I mean that's pretty much it at this point. So, but it's a lot of nonsense and a lot of people doing yoga with the information, a lot of stretching, and
Right, reaching.
so yeah, just really reaching. So, I just fall back and do my own thing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I think I do the same. I think that I would not. I just out of respect, I can't do that to somebody's family. Like that is her mother, and just stretching the truth and the dramatics and all of the extra stuff I think it's just doing way too much. Haha said yes. Do you know why Kenneka went to that school? Wow, I can't believe you guys are so far behind in research. Well, to your comment, Kenneka was 19 when she was found in the Crown Plaza. So let me just be honest with you guys. I don't feel the need to have to dig in anybody's closet to find out why she was killed at the Crown Plaza Hotel. I think that it is absolutely positively ridiculous that people are digging into her friends, her family's closet, the granddaddy's past, the great great granddaddy's past, and I mean, if it doesn't, I'm sorry, but if my discernment doesn't lead me in that direction, then it would be no reason for me to look into her school information. And as far as being behind in facts, I mean, if you feel that there's relevancy to why she went to the school, then you're more than welcome to share that information with us. But at the end of the day, it's my job is my job's not here to dig into that baby's past. My job is not here to dig into why her mother enrolled her into a particular school or why she moved to a particular neighborhood. If that's not where my discernment leads me, then that's not where I'm going to go. Because this is where the mess of social media began. People are more concerned about being in their business than they are concerned about finding the justice for Kenneka. Being in somebody's business and being nosy is completely different than investigating what happened to her. And we are no longer on an investigation tip or trying to find the justice. Now we're turning it on like this is Love and Hip Hop. What's the scoop today? What happened and who did it and when they did it and where they did it and girl, did you hear? Yeah, we don't do that here. So that's not my business. I really don't choose to want to know why she went to the school that she went to unless her teacher killed her. But I mean, that would be the only reason.
Right. It has to have some type of relevancy to even talk about her school. Like, why is it relevant? Like, you know what I mean? That's the only way you will look into a school if it's relative to why she was killed. But if not, why would we want to know what school and what period, what gym teacher was who was a gym teacher, who was a math teacher? It has to have relevancy. So if it's not relevant, why even ask?
Let me make a point. That came from Kate 420 when she had her first meltdown and she was talking about how this is a psyop and how Kenneka didn't exist. And then the next day she decided to do a little bit more research and she figured out what school Kenneka went to and she got proof that Kenneka was a real person. That's where all of this school information came from.
So that would prove my point. I wouldn't need to look at the school information because I never thought she was fake. I mean, that was never my thought process. So there would be no reason for me to dig that direction. And again, I'm not here to knock anybody's opinion or thought process on why they feel the way that they feel. You know, there's people who feel that she was burned. There's people that feel that she doesn't exist. It's really strange because it's actually quite a few people that are going with the doesn't exist story. You know, but then for you, in order for you to believe that she doesn't exist, then you would have to believe in the massive conspiracy theory. That would mean that everybody is involved. It's almost like the Jim Carrey movie. Like everybody's playing the movie except for us. All 200 and some odd people that's listening, and all the people on the panel right now, we're the only ones who are not involved in this movie of her not existing. So I never went there because that was never my thought process. Well, no problem. And I definitely respect that. You know, hopefully we'll catch up to where you're at with your investigation. Feel free to send me an email if you feel that you find anything. You know, that's a beautiful thing. However, everybody else on the panel, would you like to say hi to the room? We're actually just discussing what is our opinion on what's going on with, how do you guys feel about what's going on with social media and the Kenneka Jenkins case? Like, you know, with all the YouTubers and the rumors and things like that that are going on Facebook. Do you guys want to say anything or say hi to the room? Don't speak. Hello. Don't speak all the way.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Narcy.
Hi. How are you tonight?
I missed you, Narcy.
Oh, thanks. Hello, everybody. How are you guys tonight? I'm just gonna. I guess I basically have to say that, especially in the groups, I stopped going into a lot of them because some of the things that were being posted, it's like we're on season 9 and they're on season 3, because it's a lot of the things have already been addressed or explained, or it's just a different opinion and we've moved on. So I find myself saying no, blah blah blah, and then it's exhausting. So I rather just a lot of time just kind of just avoid some of them. Now, if it's something like way out there, and if someone says, well, do you know if, or have you heard if, and if I've heard something, then I'll jump in there and say something. But proper lady, can you mute your mic?
That is her mother, and just stretching the truth and all of the extra.
Who is this person? Can you mute your mic, please? Or just whoever just jumped on the panel. Can you?
I think it's just going to way too much. How do you know why Kenneka went to that school? Wow, I can't believe you guys are so far behind in research. I'm sorry, proper lady, but we had to eject you from the panel because we can't hear over your microphone. If you jump on the panel, can you please make sure when you jump on the panel that you immediately put the microphone on mute if somebody else is talking? Thank you. Go ahead, Nancy.
So basically, that's as far as social media goes. I've not been in the groups much today. I've been kind of busy and looking at some other things and actually looking into some other things, running errands and just doing things. So I would like to say something about, and I heard from somewhere else and I hadn't looked. I looked that there was something about the second autopsy report, them saying that it's come back. And I did go on and look for that. And the only thing I saw was that when around October, it said the preliminary second autopsy report said blah, 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 blah. And I think we may have talked about that, but I've not heard anything about the actual. Okay, so basically when the preliminary Cook County report came out and it said they didn't see any signs of foul play, but they had not gotten the tissue samples back, the toxicology, all of that had not come back. And then the preliminary private autopsy report came back and said that there was no evidence of rape, the things that they're listing that it said. It said no evidence, no marks on her neck or anything like that. No no strangulation, or it said no choking or evidence of her being choked. No rape, and it said some other things. which is fine. I'm not going to say I disagree with that. The theory that the analyst said suffocation. Suffocation and strangulation are two totally different things. So if you're suffocated, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll have any marks on your neck. So I just want to throw that out there. But as far as I've seen, I've not seen any evidence that the second autopsy report is either back, or if it's back, that it has been released to the public. So I guess we're waiting on that, or if the Martins or Teresa decides to release that. So at this point, basically, you know, everybody's still trying to uncover evidence, or I'm hoping that her attorneys are, or we are where we are. But other than that, I mean, it's exhausting now on social media. We're talking social media. I'm not going to even touch on YouTubers because that's a whole nother show, but social media, it is. I'm not going to, cause you'll go on some, I mean, I'm not getting into that tonight. I'm not, as you can see, I'm kind of tired and I'm dragging. After I say this, I'm just going to sit back. But whoever said that, we have not caught up to whatever, hey, think what you want to think. We don't care. I won't say we don't care, but you don't know what we've caught up to and what we know or don't know. Just because we don't blast it all over YouTube or social media doesn't mean we don't know things. So it's just what we depend. I'm just going to say that to say people don't know anything is very presumptive. So you don't know what anybody knows. It's a lot of things that are being talked about now are things that we talked about a month ago. So a lot of people are just catching up to it, or they weren't paying attention, or they're just reading the files that we've read weeks ago. So whatever. Okay. No disrespect, but your opinion is your opinion. And I know I'm kind of dry, but that's kind of where I am
but
tonight.
you know what, and just piggybacking off of you, I think that's another thing that people don't understand. Okay, guys, every time this Chosen King 2 character comes in, just immediately block it. I just don't even want to see the name or the comments. Thank you, Maud. Just to piggyback off of what you're saying, though, I think that people don't understand that even if we were to find information like that, it wouldn't be beneficial to bring it to the world. Like, it's a lot of things that we know and we have found out that is not meant to discuss on a live panel in front of a bunch of people. Because what happens is, that's like prime example. We decided to go back to the drawing board. So each person is going to take a position, and we're basically going to split off and do our own investigation and merge back together when we complete what our investigation is. But, we could easily come on here and give you all of the information that we found on all of the characters that were in the party. But what justice is that going to do? Because what's going to happen is, this video is going to get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people to listen. And the next thing you know, people are going to their Facebook pages. They're sending them messages. They're, now all of a sudden they become the new killer and the new suspect. And it's like playing Clue. It's like social media is playing Clue with this baby's death. It's like Mr. Clump in the library with the broom. Every day somebody is putting their little pieces in an envelope and saying who they feel did it. And then everybody runs off with this information, and it just becomes a mess. And then we wonder why her mother is so upset, or why her mother doesn't want to reveal information. If people would have handled this case or respected this case the way you would want somebody to respect your situation, if it was your loved one, like I said, I've been through this situation. My fiance was killed in March, and I couldn't even imagine. I was just telling my panel today, I could not imagine somebody doing what people are doing to Teresa to me. Like, I would have went off. Like, I would probably be in somebody's facility because I would think that I was like the Hulk. I'd be trying to like cuss and fight everybody out. Every 5 minutes, you guys would be like, this broad is super disrespectful, because I'd be calling you out by name. I would be writing your ass a check that you couldn't cash. Let's just put it that way. Like, it's disrespectful. And nobody, if any one of you in this room listening who lost a loved one, you would not want people to do what they are doing to this woman and to the degree of how they are disrespecting the death of her child. It has now become a straight game of Clue and reality. Like, it's like people are sitting back waiting with their popcorn to find out what they can see or who's doing what today. Like, who cares? You go in these chat rooms and people have fucking messages of something that Shamaya and them left in 2014. Like, what the hell does that have to do with this baby dying in 2017? Or they're going and pulling up lives of birthday parties they went to when they were 16 years old. And you're talking about, oh, she's 19 and she kissed a boy. And oh, she's 19 and she was cussing. Don't come in here and act like you're a saint. Because if you are, kudos to you, but it ain't too many that was wearing them type of shoes. At 19 years old, we have all made our mistakes and we all thought we were grown or half-ass grown. And we all did certain things. And guess what? The only difference is your life isn't on a microscope for people to judge your ass. Because I can guarantee that if your life was on a microscope, it'd be a whole lot of shit that you wouldn't want people to know about you doing. So it's downright disrespectful, and it's getting out of control. And all I can say is, you just have to keep trying to push the positive, send prayers out into the environment, say your prayers, come in and look at it with spiritual eyes, and put yourself in that same situation. If it was you, how would you react? Because let me explain something to you. How you judge, you shall be judged. Very plain blank. Like, just watch how you judge people, because your day will come. That's all I'm going to say about that. But back to what you were saying, Nursey. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this has just exposed a lot of ugly in the world. And it shows how people have a lack of respect, a lack of respect for space, a lack of respect for death.
Yeah, a lack of empathy.
Yeah, a lack of empathy, a lack of sympathy, a lack of, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess these people feel like they're invincible, and this could never be them. I would be scared to speak. I would be scared to give my opinion on certain situations if I had kids, because I would be a nervous wreck. Like, oh my goodness, I just put an omen on my own child by talking about this lady child. Like, I would feel some type of way to even speak on certain situations. Like, she sacrificed her daughter, and oh, Kenneka was a prostitute, and where did the prostitute part come from? I don't know. I mean, but at this point, because you are trying to narrow down theories or narrow down motives, it's like every time somebody comes out, now you have to consider it, and then you have to debunk it. And it is for people who really care, and for people who are to get down to the bottom of it. It can be really draining.
Let me ask a question before I get out of here real quick. I want to ask a question. Because I'm still doing my part 2 and all that stuff. I just wanted to know, I was going to look in it. I want to know if it was credible or not. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really looked at it yet. But about her having like 3 sperm samples in her, even though when I read the autopsy report, it did not show her having any forced entry and no sperm samples, unless they're trying to hide it from the public. So I'm hearing that there is. I want to know if that's, is that credible, or like, does Miss Kenneka know that, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to find out how is that. Well, I can't say how is it possible, but is it true? Because I don't want to use no information that's not credible or substantial. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Do anybody know?
So
I don't.
From what I heard, and I'm pretty sure somebody on my panel, one of the 2 beautiful ladies on the panel, can probably elaborate on it more than I can. But from what I heard, the person who put that out there received an email from somebody who knows somebody at the coroner's office. It's not certified. It's not in us. It's not a certified document that he received. It's not a VPN protected email that came straight from the coroner's office, and there has been no proof to verify that is what happened. So I can't say that it's not true, but I can't say that it is true.
Right.
And I just feel like if you I feel like if you received some type of document or this is what you were told to you, then redact the name of the person who sent it to you and show the world so that people can say, okay, that's what happened.
Right.
Nobody is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. But you know, I mean, it's even like on your show, when I see you show certain things, like when you did the whole walkthrough, like you literally showed the people how to walk through the building, you know, like it wasn't like well, this is what you do. And then, you know, so if you walk in the door and you go left and then there's going to be like a door in front of you and then you go right and people are confused, like what, like, where did you get that from? Just show me where you got it from. That's not me. Show the world where you got it from so people can be at ease.
Right.
I don't know.
I think that would be best. I think that would be best
like,
for everybody. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Like, okay, Nursey and Drea, I think you guys listened to it. Was it insinuating that she was sexually assaulted or she had sex with 3 different people?
I personally didn't listen to it, so I'm gonna have to divert to Nursey on that because I don't believe she did.
I listened to the initial. I listened to the part where he showed the screen of it was on the phone. It's like someone emailed him, and he didn't really. He just said that this person said that it was in a report that there were 3 semen samples found in her, but they didn't report it. But the problem I have with that is that the only way they would find that is if they did a rape kit. They go in and do what's called a rape kit, and they look for DNA, and that would have been part of the autopsy report. That would have come out, especially with the way that she was found in her state of undress. So I don't think it's my personal opinion. I can't say for sure. I don't think it's credible. Not that the person who reported it is not made it up, but the person who told him may not have had good information. So no, I don't believe that, because it's like it's so many. Okay, so it's so many things that you have to go through to even get that type of information. So it would be, how can I put it? So whoever, it would have to be somebody that typed up the report. And I think that's why Ms. Martin came out today and said, you know, no, she was not raped or whatever. Now, I think the person that discussed it said that with her state of, with how she was, it wouldn't be a forced entry. So it's like if she was knocked out or whatever, but it would still show, if you know anything about those kids, it would still show signs of sexual activity. Yeah, it would show the DNA. So I don't find it credible, because it's like if I talk to you, if I say, or you tell me, well, my friend said so and so and so, and well, my friend said he talked to somebody that said so and so and so and so. So it's like it's not even secondhand information; it's thirdhand information. So then it's like you can't really talk to that person. So I just don't go by that, because both. Now, I will say that Cook County's autopsy report and the preliminary, and that's what people need to look at when they look at the private. The only thing that was released was the preliminary report, because if you remember, when the preliminary report, the private autopsy preliminary report was released, it wasn't enough time for them to have the tox reports to come back, because they actually do they take sections of organs and they send them off and look at that to see, to see what's indicated, etc. So enough time had not passed by. It should be, it's been, because the original autopsy was done on the 10th, and say the next one was done on the 12th. So it should be about 2 months or 8 weeks, and they can take 6 to 8 weeks or sometimes longer, depending on what they find. So the results should be coming out soon if they choose to release them, if the Ms. Morton and the attorneys choose to release them. I don't know. I can't say if I would, because it's really, I mean, it's enough speculation and it's enough things going on, but it should be coming out. So, but as far as to answer your question, no, I don't think, like I said, I wouldn't find it credible. I don't think that that's true at all. And if there were, then without going into too much detail, we may bring it up in the future, but if anybody's gone through the files, the timelines are not exactly matching up. And the narratives, along with the video, along with other things, there are like gaps in it that we're trying to figure out. It's not matching up. There may be a period of time that she was missing, and so we're trying to figure out some things, but we can't really say for sure. We're just going by that. So if she was, something could have happened to her, but according to them, there was no evidence of any of that. So, but according to them, there are a lot of things. So at this point, we just have to keep, we have to wait for that second autopsy report, the rest of it, if they choose to release it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The only way that they would even know that is once the second autopsy report comes out. Because first of all, the first autopsy report, by the Rosemont Police Department. The second one was done by, the family. So therefore, like me, I would bank on, if I'm going to bank on anything in terms of a fact, I would bank on the family's autopsy report, in which the results are not back yet. So, like that's, to me, that's not credible at all. And that, and I wouldn't hold it to be credible until the results come back. The results are in.
All right. They, cause they saying that, wasn't that person in contact with Miss Teresa? Do you think that Miss Teresa probably told him something that we don't know? But
absolutely not.
And that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to put out different just a counter of it just a little bit.
Let me clear that up.
But hold on. I was just about to say that.
Go ahead.
Nancy said that Miss Teresa did just put out today that there was no forced entry. So then that means that the allegations is null and void. So maybe it's not true.
Nursing. Let me clarify, because I know today Miss Teresa put out a statement that when the medical examiner wouldn't allow her to see Kenneka's body, just like when she was at the Crown Plaza. Where did you see that there was no sign of that Miss Teresa said there was no sign of forced sexual contact or what have you?
No, I'm saying I thought that I honestly, I didn't see the post, but I thought she said that they said that she was not raped, which that would be forced. Rape would be forced. So
no, all she said today is that the medical examiner would not allow her to see the body.
Okay.
Oh wow. Well,
that's that.
All right now.
No, what I was gonna say is that no.
Talking out your ass now.
No. I was gonna say is that earlier they said that there was no evidence of her being raped from the preliminary. From the preliminary report from her independent autopsy, it said there was no evidence of her being raped. And someone said also
that's true.
That's correct.
Yeah, and that's someone else said that she made a comment, some kind of comment. Like I said, I have not been on social media or on anybody's Facebook today, but I know that the preliminary report said that, and she did not dispute the preliminary report, the independent autopsy that she did. So basically what I'm saying is that when Rosemont said it, she may not have believed it, but when their independent autopsy came out and said that there was no evidence of her being raped, she did not dispute that.
Right.
So, okay.
But that makes sense. It makes sense.
Right. So, and I
wasn't talking out the side of your ass, but so that's good. I appreciate it.
I don't think that, my personal opinion is, if she was working with him, I don't think that she would be okay with him being the person to release that information when she has an attorney to do it the proper way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she's going to tell you, well, yeah, we found out that there's 3 different DNAs in her body. Yeah, go ahead and release that to the YouTube world instead of her attorney releasing it to the press, because that's a big deal. And from what I'm under the impression, I guess the person was basically saying that the police saw the 3 different DNAs, or the police knew that there were 3 different DNAs, but because the case was closed, they didn't do anything about it, or they didn't look further into it. That doesn't even sound
Okay,
Right
I'll
to me.
read you verbatim what the report said. The preliminary report said Kenneka Jenkins' private post-mortem examination did not reveal any evidence of vaginal, labial, or anal lacerations, abrasions, or contusions that would be expected to be seen if a sexual assault occurred.
Mm.
That's that. So that's what I would rock with, Mike.
And why would I, if Teresa would be listening to a YouTuber with no credentials, I would be very concerned about that, because that's, I mean, you know, like that wouldn't, first of all, what could you do with anything that a YouTuber with no credentials bring forth, because it's not credible evidence. You have to, you know, have credentials, like they go get licensed psychologists and things like that, you know, to stand in court, not a YouTuber. So, you know, like I you know, if Teresa is, you know, if I'm concerned, if I would be very concerned if, you know, she was or, you know, like relying on anything, you know, that a YouTuber said as fact. Now, you know, in terms of bringing out, you know, inconsistencies and things of that nature that has been noticed or whatever, questions or whatever, that's something different. But bringing things in as a fact, well, my buddy who happens to work for the CIA sent me you know, sent me this email sent me this email with the and stated that it had 3 semens in it. Now, who does? First of all, my buddy wouldn't do that to himself, because that would jeopardize my buddy's career.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you know, they're gonna have to verify whether your buddy was credible, and then your buddy shouldn't have. That's not protocol. You should never do that. So, you know, really,
I mean,
people
but
really.
like we were saying offline, anything that let's just give the benefit of the doubt, which we already know it ain't true, but let's just give it the benefit of the doubt that it does have credentials. It wouldn't be credible in court. If you didn't pull this information or get it the correct way, which would be what, by way of a subpoena, it would not stand in court. Why do you think when a police officer goes to somebody's house, they have to get a subpoena signed off from a judge? Because if you were to go knock on that door and you walked in and you found 12 keys of drugs, guess what? It's not credible in court, because you did not take the proper steps that you needed to be able to go in there and get the drugs. So now you have a drug dealer sitting on the stand who has the correct defense, which is there was no search warrant for them to even be in my home to look for what they were looking for. Now here goes the whole fact of, well, they planted it there. It wasn't really there. They brought it in. So it's, at the end of the day, anybody who is in that line of work that is quote unquote somebody who is a doctor and has a law degree, because this is what's out there. You should know the law better than anybody. Like I said, we are people coming on here who we have never claimed to have those type of credentials. But I'm going to tell you something. When you tell me what you tell me, I'm going to look into it. And I just went into one of my Facebook groups and I posted the information. First of all, let me break down how rape kit goes. The person doing the autopsy would collect the DNA or do the necessary procedure for the press kit. However, they are not the people who does the forensics on the press kit. That press kit is automatically given to the police department, and their investigative team does the diagnostics on the kit, because it is considered evidence. So when you say, well, the coroner sent me this information, that's incorrect, because the coroner wouldn't have it. The actual police, the person doing the investigation, why do you think they always talk about backlog on rape kits? You know it's like a 4 or 5 year backlog on a rape kit? The rape kits are sitting in a fucking evidence room somewhere waiting to be processed. They're not processed at a coroner's office. There is a process that you have to go to. So the moment I heard, well, the such and such at the Cook County Coroner's Office sent, that was out. So for those of you guys who know, I'm gonna teach you guys a new word in California. When somebody says something and we know it's a lie, you say it real fast. That's out. That's out. So that's not true. Like that, I'm sorry. And I cannot see this woman allowing this individual to be the one to bring that information to the world versus her attorney, who's going to do it in a professional manner. No, I'm sorry. Hi, Joyce. Would you like to step in and say something really quick?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Guys, don't jump on me. But from the beginning, when I first heard about this case, and how she was found, I always said if it didn't come back that it was hypothermia or suffocation, then it would be foul play. The only reason why I would say that when you had the young lady Tay on there, that when she said it was suffocation, it may well have been, but it might not have been at the hands of anybody because of the way she was in that freezer. You got to think about cubic air and the air quality that she was in there on. Secondly, you got to think about her mom never said that she thought anybody physically did anything to this young lady. She just felt as though time was of the essence, and if they would have helped her when she asked for the help, maybe they could have caught her in time. Third of all, when you get a second autopsy done, right, in some states, I don't know about in Illinois, but I know in certain states, if the second autopsy comes back and pretty much agrees with the first autopsy, then there's no need for the person who completed that second autopsy to release anything. So, you know what I mean? Because pretty much agreeing.
Let me just say this. Yeah, let me just say this. Tay never said, as a professional investigator, and you're gonna find that whether it be like forensic or whether you be an analyst, and you have different types of analysts. You have people who analyze the video, you have people that analyze the pictures, you have people that analyze materials, you have different types of analysts. You know, they all have their specialty. And notice she never said specifically that someone, she was just putting forth the things that she saw. You know, she never said somebody, you know, somebody definitely, Tay has never came up with she's never given a definite to like how, you know, she feels she died. She was just pointing out things that she saw in the photographs. So she never said, you know, somebody necessarily suffocated her, nor did she ever say, nobody, that it hasn't happened, that it didn't happen. She doesn't sway either way. She points out the evidence. So it's not to say that Tay has said what happened. Tay has pointed out the things that she noticed in the photographs.
Right. And so what I'm saying is that maybe people just need to just take a step back and really think about maybe nothing really did happen to this young lady, because you figure about it, all the stories of the rape, of the setup, it's a gang, this, that, and the other. It all really came from social media and people's assumptions, even down to with the money. If you look in the beginning of her pictures, and I don't even want to keep going there, but when they first opened it, you didn't see a lot of money out around her. It's only after they started fooling with her body that you saw the money. So maybe it came out of her pockets.
Okay, let me just address a couple things that you said. That's not exactly true, and I'll tell you why. Let me just start from the beginning. The first thing that you said was that her mother. So after her mother saw it may be true what you're saying about the autopsy, but after her mother saw the pictures, and if her mother did not think that there was something more to it, then she would not want the investigation to be reopened. So her mother,
hold on,
when she was on the radio station, when she was on the radio station and did the interview, she specifically said in so many words that they asked her about being upset with her friends or something like that, and she said at this point that she couldn't be mad at anybody specifically. until she knew exactly what had happened to her child. She wasn't blaming anyone specifically yet.
Yes, that's
But nobody is talking, not even her friends though. Or are they silenced to not even say anything?
No,
okay. Can I just
I
finish
feel
my
like,
points, please?
oh,
I wasn't
Mercy.
done. So I'm sorry, but so, and then when she went on to Dr. Oz, she wants the case reopened. She never said, because if she did not think there was something more to it, then she would just be pursuing the civil case and not having a case reopened to think that there's something more, because she said, when I saw the state that she was in, then I started to think otherwise. Now, there are a few things we don't know. She could have, I just personally, with all that I've looked at, the timelines from the time that she is supposed to have left that elevator and made it up to that upper kitchen in less than 8 minutes. She went a long way in her state. I don't see it. I don't see the route that they say she took being possible, especially up the stairs. So there are little things like that that don't make sense. Now, if they
Absolutely.
tell me something else, like, oh, we're sorry, she kept that, instead of doing that in the lower kitchen, she went up the elevator to the second level somehow, then I may say, okay. But in a time frame that they give, see, it's not just the fact
Impossible.
it's not just the fact that she may have been intoxicated and walked into the freezer. I don't think she would have done it because of several things that I've seen. But the thing that bothers me is that you can't have it both ways. You can't say that she was so intoxicated that she didn't know that she was walking into a freezer and she's stumbling, but yet she managed to walk out of the elevator, down the house, into the kitchen, back out of the kitchen, in the house, go in the bathroom, back into the kitchen, through the hall by the employee thing, then open the stairwell, go up about 10 to 12 steep stairs, and then do all of that in 7.5 minutes. So it's not. So which is it? So was she so intoxicated that she didn't know she was walking into a freezer, or was she really not that intoxicated and she was in? So what I'm saying is that the narratives don't make sense, and in my mind, because I'm trained as a scientist, it has to make sense to me. So if anything is out of order, then I don't believe your final narrative. Now, if you showed me the cameras that show, because what's happening is there are minutes that she's off camera that we don't know how she actually did that, because all of the cameras that would have recorded that are not working. There are 4 cameras that's not working. So unless you can put together those pieces for me, then I'm just not buying it. But there's no because of the way they handled the scene, there's no evidence there. As far as the pockets, if you look at the pictures, the very first picture, when they open the freezer before they turn out her pockets, there's change on the floor. Because I thought the same thing. I said, well, maybe they took when they emptied the pockets, the change flew out. But no, when her pockets are in her thing, you see the dimes on the floor, because I actually downloaded it and I went into it and looked at it. So that's not quite right. Look at the pictures of one of the first pictures that they took. And then once again, if you think, I can just think about when I wear jeans and when I see my jeans aren't as tight, as I can't wear them that tight anymore at my age, but she has on the skinny jeans. You don't normally put change in your pocket at that age. Most people, when she was driving her mom's car, if she got change, you put it in a little cup in the car, or you put it somewhere. Most of the girls, if you took 10 teenagers and told them to turn out their pockets in skinny tight jeans, they're not going to have change in their pockets. So when I look at something, I look at the whole picture and I try to say, well, would that make sense? Now, it could be that she had it, and I'm not saying she didn't, but I'm saying the argument in that that change. The dimes were in there. They were visible when her pockets were in, and the photographs that they took show that.
Okay. I didn't want anybody to jump on me. I just wanted to throw that out there, because of all the speculation and how everybody ran,
And
with
I'm
this.
sorry, I'm not. Let me just say this. I try, sometimes I'm just matter of fact, but I'm not. I was just addressing you, and thank you for coming on and bringing up those points. So I just counter them. So guess what? I accept that you could be 100% right, and I can be 100% wrong. But I like to have a dialogue about it, and it's just how I talk. I'm not jumping on you. I promise.
Oh, no. Sometimes people, when you give an opposite opinion or thought, it goes a whole nother way. But, thanks for you guys listening to me. That's all I wanted to put out there. And I appreciate everything you guys are doing to just stick to the facts, because there's not too many people that's choosing to do so. So
You're welcome, honey. Thank you for coming on.
all right.
And I want to say peace to the chat. It was nice talking to y'all. Fact check. You be good, love. And I'll get at you soon.
Okay, bye, Mike.
All right, peace.
Well, that was really nice. See, we agree to disagree. And I don't even think that's a disagreement. I think it's just we all have our own opinions. And what's crazy about it is I think what people don't understand is the moment we can all sit down and discuss our different opinions without being so mean and nasty, you actually learn things. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have brought something to our attention that we would have never even, that we probably didn't even pay attention to or notice.
And I do, yeah, and I think we should look into the cubic air thing that she mentioned.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
Because I never thought about that. That did make sense. And so let me just put a disclaimer. This is only my opinion. And I'm only going by the facts. And I try to walk myself and think with that. So if I say something that this is a fact about certain things, then I'll say it. But in the end, it's only my opinion because I'm not an investigator. But I do deal in some other things, but I'm not a criminal investigator. So it's only my opinion. Okay.
And I'm gonna say this: even with the cubic air thing, it's still a lot of unanswered and unjustified. It's a lot of I still see evidence of a lot of foul play. So it was cubic air suffocation. I still see justification of a lot of other foul play be answered.
Listen, it's one thing that bothers me the most. That baby came out of that door on that lower lobby, the bathroom lower lobby, and it took her 3 minutes to walk from the end of the hallway from one end to the next end and then back. It took her 3 minutes. You cannot convince me that in less than a minute she was able to get from that area upstairs. I wouldn't have been able to do it in a sober mind.
They contradict themselves because we've all went through the police files. There's over an hour and a half of footage missing. Even the Chicago Tribune and how we feel about them and some of their reporting and how it's been done, they've acknowledged there's over an hour of footage that's missing.
Yeah, and she was missing at 2:00. From 2:00 to 3:26, where was she at? And then just explain to me, and I feel like if Rosemont really wanted to clear their name, then they would really do a real life reenactment to show us how it was possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, show us how it's possible and shut us up. If it's an accident, just give us what we need, and then people will start to be like, the moment you give me the information and you really, really show me that it's an accident, I promise you I'm gonna be quiet, because I have to accept the inevitable. I have to accept what you are putting in my face if it makes sense. And I'm sorry, but none of the narratives make sense. And I think it was it Mike who was saying something about none of the friends are speaking up. Have they been silenced? I wouldn't even think it's the police silencing them. It's the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You live in Chicago. Majority of your friends or all of your friends were sitting in that hotel with you. It's no telling what happened. It's not the police silencing it. It's a street code. You shut up.
And
So,
who all was in that room? If you know who was all in that room.
right. Who was in there? What player was in there? What players, what positions did they hold? How credible, or how much street credit do they have? You don't know what you're dealing with. So I don't want to shoot. At first I was really, really upset with these girls. And I was like, how can I put this? I didn't like them at all. Like, I was like, oh, these little bitchs, they did this and they did that and they did this. And don't get it twisted. To this day, I still feel that two or three of them were involved in what happened to Kenneka. I really do. However, I can't have
determine where they fit in the narrative.
I can't have a huge hate for them because listen, you are a product of your environment. All they know is how to get it, go get it, and you take it when you see somebody have it. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they're being quiet. I don't know why they're being silenced. I don't know what they're scared of. Like I said, we don't know who was in that room, who did what, and who has street credibility. If this was an OG, a little G, a baby G, a YG, I don't know who was in that room. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, we might all find out that at the end of the day, all these girls was held hostage, and they had guns to the back of their head, and they had no choice but to sit there and be quiet. Then we'll all be like, oh dang, oh, them poor girls, and oh shoot, but you can't take back the nasty words that you said about them. You can't take back the threats that you sent them on Facebook and in your inbox. It's already a day late, dollar short. We don't know why, those girls are being silent. We're only going off of our assumption and our opinion, and literally, let's just be honest, everybody judged those girls off of a live feed. We're looking at the live feed, and to us it doesn't look right, and to us it looks suspect, and why would she do this, and why didn't she pan out? And like we tell each other all the time, you can't judge them based off of how you would react. Well, I know if I was at a party, I would have panned my phone around. I would have showed the whole room, and you can't assume that somebody else is going to do that. You can't assume that they are you and they are going to react the way you react. Hi. Go ahead, baby.
No, I was just, I just had a thought, and I know that we've talked about it online, offline, about there being two crimes. Has anybody ever thought that maybe like the physical assault thing happened prior to her stumbling through the hallway? Because that would also go into part of the narrative, because even Nancy Gray says she was tipsy, but she wasn't drunk. So that could possibly explain why she was stumbling and carrying herself the way she was through the hallway if she was physically assaulted before getting into the kitchen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense to anybody else?
Yeah, it does. I've thought of that, and I agree, but
I agree as well.
But my problem goes right back to the findings of the autopsy report that say that she wasn't. And so that's what I would think, because you're absolutely right. That could be, even though she had the alcohol, she had the pill. And see, it's so many layers to this story, because you couldn't pay me to believe that she popped that type of pill. It's not a pill that you pop. That I do know. Now I'm saying that it's not a pill. And if somebody can show me, because I've been looking and calling and doing stuff and talking to colleagues, nowhere do I know so far in the area of the country, especially not in that area where they're popping Topamax to get a high or whatever. Because it has because when mixed with alcohol, it has some really bad side effects. So it's not going to give you a high. So you're not popping that. So first of all, how did that get into her system? And then you will be tipsy with a 112, and you may not want to drive, but like you said, she's not stumbling. So that's a possibility. But then we go right back to the report that said there was no evidence of her being assaulted either.
I don't validate that report though. That report is null and void to me. The only report that I'm going to validate is, the second one that was done primarily by and family, because I know firsthand of people who do autopsies and have been known this way things, you know, for people, you know, who've gotten their license rejected for doing that. People who were big about that, you know, people like, you know, so I know that that does happen. So, you know, like, and I'm not saying that this happened, but I just choose not to believe that autopsy report. Report, I choose to wait until, you know, we see the private report, the from the family's private report.
Hi, Ursa. Welcome to the panel. You have something you want to say? Are you there?
Ursa.
Ursa, can you hear us?
Yes, she dropped off. So
She might have been having
I wanted to go to the chat. Proper Lady said Monifa did not even know her. They were not friends. Actually, Proper, they were good friends. The same way she was friends with Monifa and Shamaya, she was friends like that with Irene. I even want to say that I believe that somewhere down second or third cousins are actually related. So yeah, they were friends. I think that in the beginning we all believed that Kenneka was going to a party with Monifa, and she was going to a birthday party of a friend that she did not know. However, in looking into more information and more evidence, they actually did know each other. They were friends, if not some type of way related. Judith said, these little women spent nights, ate food, and sat around with Miss Teresa. Why wouldn't they tell her at least what happened to her daughter? I mean, guys, you have to understand something. If you come from the streets, you just naturally respect the street code. Especially in a place like that, and I can just jump down to the last person who said they were in Rosemont, not Chicago. At the end of the day, though, they were visiting Rosemont. They have to go back to Chicago. And everybody that was in that room in Rosemont lives in Chicago. And they just about all live in the same neighborhood. So regardless to it happening in Rosemont, at the end of the day, the problems come from the streets in Chicago. So, you have to try to put yourself, in order for you to be able to have a clear understanding and look at this with open eyes, you have to be able to put yourself in each and every person, every individual's shoes, and kind of try to understand the gist of, I mean, if you tell the mother, let's just be honest, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be very honest with you. If somebody came to me to tell me how my loved one was murdered, and you tell me don't tell, but I know in order for me to get justice, I'm going to have to tell, I'm going to have to let you know, well, then I suggest that you not tell me that, because I'm going to go tell the people what you said. So and that's common sense. So they're not going to, regardless to, them eating and sleeping at the house with her, at the end of the day, they're looking at it like this. Hey, guess what? My life is on the line. So your life is on the line. You eating and sleeping and being at somebody's house, it just probably doesn't, that's not what they're thinking about. They're thinking about the fact that some of these girls got kids. Some of these girls live at home with their parents. You're hearing about people walking up to cars and shooting boyfriend and girlfriends in broad daylight in Chicago, and people walking up to people's doors and they're opening the door and you just shooting them point blank in the head. They're not worried about just telling Miss Teresa and not having to worry about what's going on or what could happen to them in the streets. Marcia Edwards said that baby was forced outside that hotel and attacked. That's why her shoes and clothes had dirt on them, and also it looked like they put a wig on her. I don't know about the wig part. My personal opinion is her hair just looked really different, because I don't know how many people in here wear Indian or Brazilian hair. Kenneka, it looked like, my opinion, let's put a disclaimer on it, this is just my opinion. People wear Indian or Brazilian hair. It looks like Kenneka always wore a good gray weave. And for anybody who knows anything about that type of hair, if you buy a certain type of hair, if you get it wet, it crinkles. It's real hair. So, the only hair that's not going to crinkle is the hair that and I don't know, I think the bone straight crinkles too. I don't really buy bone straight. I usually buy curly hair and straighten it. But if you buy curly hair and you straighten it out, it's going to be bone straight if it's Indian or Brazilian. And the moment water touches it, it's going to get that natural little kink. And the reason the top part of her hair looked like that is because she had a leave out. So her hair texture at the top looked a little different than the hair texture at the bottom. On top of that, her hair is shorter than the hair that she had, the weave that she had. So it almost looks as if a bang. I have a weave in my head right now. The top part is in a U. So if I lift that U part up, that hair is going to be a completely different length than the weave that I have in my head. If I pull it forward, it's going to look like a bang. So I don't think that she had a wig on. I think that hair was wet. Her hair got wet. How? I don't know, because in order for you to have a bone straight weave in your head and water touch it and crinkle like that, you would almost have to soak the hair. I don't know which one. I don't know if anybody on this panel likes to wear weave or Indian or Brazilian hair, but if you do, then help me explain this. But yeah, you would have to, like, literally, in order for me to make my hair crinkle, I could jump in a pool. It almost looked like if she jumped in a pool, and that's how her hair would come out looking. There would be no reason for her hair to be drenching wet.
Any texture hair that you use, whether it's bone straight or not, it's gonna wave, or it's gonna manipulate or something when there's moisture added to it. It's not gonna stay 100% bone straight.
Right. The only thing that might stay bone straight is synthetic, and that hair wasn't synthetic. And
it depends on how many times you washed it, because the chemicals that were put on it to keep it straight and rinsed off.
Right. So you have something. You're gonna have to turn down the
Real quick, Jazz Tay is in the room. And she had a question for you.
Okay.
Real quick, Jazz Tay is in the room. And she had a question for you. Okay.
Are you there, Soul?
Am I doing this right? What am I doing wrong? I don't know how to do this. Oh God, I'm messing up. Okay.
Stop the YouTube video.
Stop the YouTube video. Okay. Oh God, it went off the TV. Oh,
that's fine. Now we can hear you better.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. No, I was just trying to bring just a little love to the panel, that I have respect for you guys and how you guys are going about y'all show and how y'all presenting facts. You're definitely letting people know that you don't know everything, but before you speak, you have a conscious mind and a loving spirit before you just say any old thing. And I love that. I respect that. That's why I'm following you. That's why I like Mike Larry, because he will sit down and say, nah, that's not what that is. And he'll go back into his little world. Like, okay, you know what? I'm going to check this out. And then I'm going to get back to y'all. I don't want to say this. And so I respect how y'all are going about this here, and that y'all have enough, just intelligence and compassion, for the mother of the situation. I'm loving that out of you guys. I'm going to be definitely a follower. I like how y'all present things to people. I like how you're willing to even double check on yourselves. I like how you're willing to take yourself and put yourself in another person's position and say, hey, you know what? Before I say this, let me be correct in what I'm speaking on, where I'm coming from in the situation. So much respect and much love to you and Mike Larry. I love both of you guys. He's the reason I'm following you. Actually, I didn't even know about you until he started Well, I'm kind of wrong there, because I did hear from that guy Aboriginal. I kind of respect him a little bit too, just the legal standpoints that he had, but he threw me too with that semen mess. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Why would you even, if that was something that you had, that was something that you should have gave to the mother, the lawyer, and y'all worked in an underground type atmosphere, not to give that to us. Some stuff I feel like just not should even be presented to the public. That's why I kind of have a conscious mind for the mother and the friends in this situation, because like they saying in Chicago, it's rough.
It's hard out there. And if you get to a point where you sitting there and you like, hey, the street code is you better not run your mouth. You know, they have to go home. They have to face these people. They have to deal with this here. So there may be something that's going on. And to me, it's kind of obvious the friends are not talking. So something is going on. So I wouldn't even want them to risk their life for my for my mind frame. You know, protect yourself. But definitely, you know what I'm saying? There may be a reason no one is saying. That's why I put in there. My grandma always taught me, when you have your head in the lion's mouth, you ease it out, baby. You don't just, you know, you don't go about things on that level. You don't, you know, hey, we want them to take a chance for us. No. Are you serious? And something is definitely done went wrong in that hotel. And I believe not only from the mom, I believe whatever her phone content is holding, there's a reason that mom is holding on to that. There's a reason I think that's her last shot. I think that's her last gun. If necessary, here, you know, but I do believe everybody does know a little more than what they're saying, but I don't expect anyone to put their lives on the line for my info, for my know-how, you know, my know in this situation. And that's all I wanted to say. I respect you guys. I love you guys. I love y'all outlook. I feel the spirit of good-natured people from you all. You know what I'm saying? And hey, out of all of it, you know, this is the intelligent forum. This is the intelligent panel. This is where the real is taking place at, and people are honestly trying to figure things out and work toward a solution, work toward justice for this girl. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do nothing but, you know what I'm saying, respect that and appreciate that. Because I know it's a lot of work, because I downloaded those files and I was like, I'm going to sit here and look for myself. And I gave up. I was like, oh no, I can't keep doing this. This is exhausting.
Your icon. Your icon is cracking me up.
My icon? Oh, baby, we got to carry our load. Yeah. We got to carry our load, baby.
Oh, okay.
We got to carry our load. Our button, our bust. We got to carry our load. It's just a little symbol. It's kind of just a little symbol. I was like, look at this. It kind of has a little jazziness, a little attitude to it, and it kind of structures us Black girls in a sense. Yeah, we walking around with this here. This is weight, baby, and we working with it. We carrying it on through with it. So that's the reason I chose that little. I chose that little icon. That's most. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you all allowing me onto y'all panel. And y'all have a blessed one.
Same to you.
Same to you. Same to you. Same to you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, regarding the first part of your question, can you send that to me in an email so we can discuss it? I don't really want to discuss that in the open chat. Yeah, we're doing some things, but we can definitely discuss that offline. Hi, Carrie. I haven't seen you in a while. Are you there? Carrie, you're on mute.
Oh my God, I was struggling. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Good and you?
Good and yourself.
Hey, Live.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hello.
I just had a quick question. When her hair was wrapped around her neck and she was laying on her left side, why was it wrapped up around her neck? Why would it be opposite?
So that is a question that we can't actually answer for a fact. I know there are a couple of different scenarios going out or around. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to answer that question for you. I know that her neck seemed a little funny. It could have been because she was struggling. It could have been because she felt that way and her hair kind of, went over her. I know that when we had Tay on the panel, she discussed the fact that it looked a little strange. Also, it didn't really sit too well with her, but I don't even have an answer for that. Does anybody have an answer for that? Or a suggestion?
No, I don't know. It looks like they were trying to hide something, and I kind of got that feeling, but I can't say. I don't know. I don't have enough facts on that. Maybe someone can, if someone comes up with a better, with an opinion that maybe we can consider, but I can't speak on that either. It just didn't look right to me either. I don't know. That's a good question. Uh, Tay said some of the pictures looked like they had been altered or whatever. And maybe in doing so that happened, or maybe the way Tay described it happened with the struggle when it just got there, um, and then she was pushed over like that and her hair was like that. But to be quite honest, I can't answer that question. Do you have a theory?
I just seems strange. It seems opposite of gravity. If she was laying on that side, and I know I don't know. It just seemed, I don't like it.
So what do you think?
I don't. It seems like maybe it was placed like that.
Yeah, I agree. I can say I agree, and that's why it looks like they were trying to hide something. But I wouldn't. Don't put that out there. I don't want to put that out as a
And I don't
conspiracy
either.
theory, but that's what it looks like to me too. But that's my
Having been in
opinion.
the struggle, there's no telling.
Yeah.
Another thing, like, and I don't know, and maybe you would know, Nursey, because I heard you say you work in the medical field or around doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't she ashy? Like, if she's been in a cold environment, it seems like her body was still shiny, like.
Well, one thing that I noticed is that that cut on with blood on her foot, that was too fresh. So I don't think she was in there. It's my opinion that she was not in there 21 hours. She was not in there that long. That's my opinion, and that's another one of the things that I have a problem with. Because especially that particular one, it looked like fresh blood, and it actually in that freezer, in certain pictures, there's fresh blood in there, and it's just as far as I think what happened was that she may have one time been sweating, and maybe I think it looked shiny because maybe there was some moisture on her. And then also the other thing that I didn't realize until Tay said is that they used the wrong kind of flash in some of the pictures. So how when you flash the pictures, just it'll give a certain sheen. So it's like it could be all of the above. But I don't think that she was in there for all that time. Now that's just my opinion too.
And you know what else? There was like the plastic wrap that was on the floor in the freezer. And one of the pictures, if you look in that closet area that's by the freezer or that open space, there's some plastic wrap on the floor in there. And I just wonder, why didn't they take clearer pictures inside of there?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then there's some, and I saw a picture. I kept trying to zoom in on it, because when you looked at it from way back is one of the pictures, and when I zoomed in, I don't think it was. It almost looked like a used condom, and I was like, I know doggone well they don't have a used condom here in this doggone freezer, and they deemed this an accidental death or whatever. So when I got in closer, it wasn't, but it wasn't that kind of plastic that you're talking about that looks like saran wrap. It was something else, and I haven't figured out yet what it was, and I may ask if Tay wants to look at some more pictures, I may want to see if she can figure out what it was, because it's not the regular plastic. So,
and was that a roll of saran wrap on that table, on that buffet bar as she first walked into the freezer kitchen? There's something long on that.
I'm sorry, I can't say I didn't notice. Did anyone else notice?
On the what table?
No, I didn't notice it.
When that buffet bar, when she first enters the kitchen that she supposedly walked in, passed away in, on her right side, that long buffet bar, on the edge, it looks like something is laying there. And I was trying to zoom in, and I can't see really well, but I was wondering, was that a roll of plastic wrap? You know, one of those long
Mm-hmm.
rolls of plastic wrap.
That's commonplace in an industrial kitchen like that, so it's not far-fetched.
Yeah, it could be, but once again, why would it be in an unused kitchen? You would think so that could be, if it is, that would explain where the plastic came from, and that even, I'll go back and look. Is it like, I'll go back and look at the pictures if they've not been redacted, because in case you guys didn't know, they're not taking pictures out, but some of them, they're adding them in, and Dree, did we say some of them look different or something? It's like things are not as clear. So
Mm-hmm.
are you talking about that, are you talking about the counter, not the counter where the coffee cup was on, but the opposite one that she goes past first?
As soon as she walks in, yes. The one as soon as she walks in, on that corner edge, you see something in the video. You see it, but you can't really see it clearly. I tried to zoom in, and it looked like maybe it could be a roll of plastic, but I don't know.
Okay, I'll go and look, and then I'll make a note to go and look at it, and then I'll, the next time she's live, I'll try to mention it. So I'll look at it. I don't know though.
Okay, thank you, y'all. I'll be studying, taking notes, and I got all, I took down the image numbers and everything. Jazz, I'll probably email some to you, but I know that you have a lot going on right now, and I don't want so I'm going to wait and continue to just look at the evidence that's there, pay attention to the photos, and write down, the discrepancies or questions.
Absolutely. Make sure you send them to me, and we'll discuss them when I get back from DC.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey.
Okay, be careful, love.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I told you guys we wouldn't be on long. I have to get prepared and ready for my wait, I see somebody else on the panel. I can't just stop. So after we hear from Joanna, I'm going to go ahead and end our beautiful, beautiful show. I will allow all of the panel members to say good night. I have to start preparing for my trip. Joanna, did you want to say something really quick?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you pronounced my name correctly too. I don't know if it's been discussed before, but my whole thing was, if the kitchen was off limits or it hasn't been in use, how was it that the refrigeration system was turned on?
They were renting the kitchen area and the freezer to a restaurant that was nearby.
Okay. That was a question that was always like in my mind. Like, if it was not in use, why was the refrigerator on? Because that's like, you go to think like me, as I would think of, okay, we're running up a bill that we really don't need.
Yeah, there was a restaurant supposedly. Now that's what they said. We're not sure. We're not for sure. And to that, once we get the information, we'll be able to update everybody on it. But as of right now, supposedly they have a restaurant who was renting out that particular kitchen, and that's why the freezer was on.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just want to let you know that I'm your neighbor right here in Victorville.
Oh, hey now, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hi now. I lived in Victorville for like 10 years.
Really? Right here in the Ville.
Right off of Bear Valley. Yep. I lived in Victorville for a while. That's my fiance was murdered in Atlanta.
Oh, that's where I'm at in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was murdered right there in Atlanta. Yeah. I'll give you the details and you know about it. But yeah, girl. So I've been gone from Victorville for a few years now.
Okay, well, that's where I reside. But yeah, I do listen to you guys, and I had to have my son tonight before he went to work to help me figure it out. I still don't know how to get my picture on here, so that's why I'm in the dark. But I have been listening to you for a long time, and every day they say, "What are you doing now?" I said, "I'm still investigating," and they just crack up laughing. But I investigate silently, just listening to you guys, because I never knew how to get on and talk.
Yeah. Oh, well, now you know, so feel free to jump on whenever you want to.
I appreciate it, and thank you, and safe travels to you guys.
Thank you, honey.
Okay. Then.
So yes, so we're gonna go ahead and end this here show again. For those of you guys who don't know, I'll be in DC. I'll be preparing to go to DC for the Justice for All protest that Andre is having. The Love Movement is hosting it. It's happening on the 17th. So hopefully, if you're in the area, please come out and support. Let's all hang out, have a cocktail, talk, and just get to know each other. So again, love you guys. We will definitely be back tomorrow. We're going to try to cut down these show times so that people can enjoy them, since one of our complaints that we have is that we go live too long. So we will try to cut them down the best that we can. Again, I will end the show the same way, the same time, and please feel free to send me an email. Do not forget to write your letters and send them to me in an email so that I can get them and take them to, send them to the necessary people and get them to Teresa. Good night, guys. Love you. Say your prayers. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night.